Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is time for war number 12 of season 45, and in this war, 4 Loki is taking on SSx. This war is really fun, and was fun to be part of. It was probably the best war I have ever been part of in any season of Alliance War in MCOC. Both alliances coming into this war felt like we needed to win in order to get into Masters. So we knew right from the beginning it was going to be extremely competitive. There's going to be a lot of map watching. There's going to be a lot of talk back and forth. Great guys in SSx. Don't know a lot of them personally. Know a couple of them. Love them all. They're a great group of players, a great group of people. So in this war, I'm going to be bringing in APOC, Cassie, and Shuri. I only have 4 fights. I'm doing mine very early in the war so that my nerves don't build up and I can go in kind of as relaxed as possible. So really the first fight up for me is going to be one that I've taken before, which is APOC versus Kingpin. What you're going to see here when I show them is I buff as big as I can. I throw on the biggest buffs I've got. I throw on the skill buffs. I'm coming in right now with Power Start 1. Plan here is to do an SP2, hopefully get up high enough of a power feedback to do another one fairly quick. I want to go quick. I want to get in and out of these fights and not worry about it. So here we go. So far so good. Gonna bait another special 1 before I throw that special 2. And there we go. He does fairly kind as throws it. I just do a shortened combo and do a special 2 so I don't push his power too high. When I want to go fast, I'm being super cautious. So it didn't get a whole lot of power back there. I think part of that's because it's just a rank 4 APOC now going up against some really beefy, strong defenders. But we are slowly gaining power again. We're going to bait out another special 1. You notice there how I cut my combo off to just keep it short and threw that special 2 right away. The other part of why I'm not getting a whole lot of damage in there is, he's not ramped up. I'm just going in there with 1 charge on APOC. So, but throw the striker out there, finish it off. Fairly good first fight. Not a whole lot there to worry about outside of pushing him above a special 1. So now we're going to go on. We've got Dragonman. This one, fortunately, I'm able to knock him down because of the global. If you did not have a global attacker in there, when you knock him down, you'd get a degen. I am going to throw on an invulnerability boost because my plan is, if he doesn't want to throw specials, fine. I'll push him to a special 3. I'll deal with the, unblockable when we come out of it. But, don't want to have to worry about his power gain per se. So, did get a good parry. Practiced this fight a lot beforehand, trying to figure out when I could phase in his special attacks, when I couldn't, what I needed to do to get my power stings on there. And there you go. I just kind of decided that through that practice to be safe, I'm going to phase the last hit. It'll take a little bit longer, but it's what I was comfortable doing. It doesn't take a lot of the charges to do that, so they're able to build up in between. And he is throwing his special 1 very nice. Plus, I get a little bit of a debuff on me that I'm able to use some willpower healing to heal up throughout the fight and stay, pretty much a full yellow bar. And you can see here, working fairly well. We're a minute in. It's a little slow. Do finally have 12 power stings on. There we're up to 15. We're not getting a whole lot when we do that, but it's working. And it's quick so that I can keep the stings on without them falling off. And it's nice, my relic applies a taunt. I apply a taunt with my special 1, so it's just, rinse and repeat special 1s, and there we go. Pretty much a full yellow bar finish. Very pleased with that, and we're going to move on to Section 2. Over in Section 2, we're going to be on Path 2 again. And there we go. First fight up is going to be Spidey Supreme. And in this fight, it's going to be a Cassie fight. You can see I'm checking just to make sure my invuln hasn't fallen off. And it hasn't. And we're just going to go in with Cassie. And it's kind of going to be the same thing. We're going to phase, where we can to get power stings on. Ideally, what I want to do is push him so his back's against the wall. I'll end a combo short, and then I'll do my heavy phase there. So you won't see me do it right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and try and push him the whole way back. He does throw a nice quick special one. I'll dex the second part of it. I'm going to throw my special one just to get the taunt and get him back up against the wall. And I'm going to block most of it so that I can keep him back there. And there you go. See, I did 2 hits. Back up against the wall, waited a little bit for him to hit me, and there we go. Now we've got some power stings going. Not a whole lot of them, but I'm able to extend them on this fight because I can apply my poison, like right there. I'm going to throw a special one, just so he throws his special and refreshes those. And now we're in very good shape. He's down pretty low. I'm going to toss out another special one. He doesn't throw his right away. I get an accidental intercept, and I'm looking at it and say, you know what? I can finish this off. And there we go. All right, 3 fights down, 1 to go. There's a lot of pressure on this fight, not only from the war perspective, but I'm putting it on myself. Right now, I am 48 kills, 0 deaths. I have never had a deathless season in Tier 1 wars. All that stands between me and a deathless season is this Domino. I'm checking the nodes again. I'm like, okay, I know I've taken this fight 5 other times this season. I have not died to it yet this season. Shuri's rank 3. I'm feeling good, but I'm just going to double check everything. I'm checking my boosts. I'm putting on another invuln boost. I am just catching my breath and making sure that I've got everything ready to go. Plan here is, like I've said many times on this fight, is to bait specials early. I'm going to bait them even earlier. I do not want to die. I don't want to let the Alliance down. I don't want to lose a perfect season. You can see there I had a couple placebo buffs on, so I'm being really cautious. So he throws a special one, and there she's already over another one. Fortunately in this fight, she didn't get lucky very often, so I didn't have to worry about her evading. There we go. I didn't have any placebo buffs, so I felt fairly safe pushing her over. I did pick up one there. So, right now I'm just kind of playing it slow. She's ticking down some from the shock. If I don't get them refreshed, I don't get them refreshed. I'm not going to let something like that ruin my perfect season. Didn't manage to get them refreshed. She is going to get very close to 2 bars of power. She's going to throw a special one, and she's going to fall over dead. That, while it doesn't look like much, was probably the most stressful fight I had all season. So with that, and I'll show the stats here in a minute. Once again, just want to shout out the guys at SSx. Now, I did my fights fairly early. They did as well. For the longest time in this war, they were sitting at 147 kills and 2 deaths. At one point, I think, when they were there, I think we still had 25, 30 fights left to go, and we had 1 death. It was nerve-wracking. We had a lot of hard fights. They put a lot of great placements on the map. My fights weren't that bad, but others really, really had some tough ones. Shout out to Clowniest Clown. He's got a channel on here. Please go look him up. Shout out to FaZe, who had to bring in the last 12 fights, including a couple, rank 3 Killmonger fights on Boss Island without dying. They had 6 fights each, I believe, and just brought it home. I can't imagine the nerves that they were having to go through. So, like I said, this is one heck of a war. It was 2 deaths for SSx, only 1 death for us. That was our best war that I can remember in For Loki. I don't think we've ever done one any better. Our BG with a donut, another one of the BGs with a donut, and then, just 1 death in the other BG. So excellent war on both sides. Fortunately for us and for SSx, we both finished in Masters. We finished before any bans or anything like that. We are right now at the 2nd Masters bracket, rank 2, and they are at rank 10. If it had been reversed, if they had won 2-1, I'm not sure if we would have stayed Masters. We were 1 rank below them. or maybe 2 ranks below them when we started the war. So excellent, excellent war. I am so happy that the folks at SSx still got Masters. That would have really, really been a shame that a war like that would have pushed them down to, slightly lower rewards for the season. Excellent job all the way around. And now let's look at the stats. For season 45, overall, 49 kills, 0 deaths. I couldn't be happier. Shout out once again to Clown, to Trevor, to PWF for the excellent planning. They set me up for success. I just had to perform and execute and do, kind of the plan that they had laid out. They did an excellent job all season long. Thank you guys very much. For Loki finished at 7-5, so a rough start to the season. Some pretty poor matchmaking, in my opinion, with 3 rematches during the season, but it is what it is. You can see there, by far used Shuri, well, not by far anymore, but used Shuri 10 times, Kate Bishop 8, and then the rest of them, by my count, I believe I've used 18 different champions on 49 fights. That's pretty good, And then champions fought, Domino led the way with 6, Hulkling 3 times, Spot 3 times, Atuma 3 times, Kingpin 3 times, and then a bunch of others. I can't remember how many were in there, but you can see that I brought in a lot of different champs, fought a lot of different champs. It was a fun season for me. Probably one of the most fun seasons I've ever had. Couldn't be happier with the way everything turned out. So, with that, that's going to wrap up season 45. There will be probably one more video where when we get the war rewards, I may do a quick opening there. I'm not expecting to get a whole lot. I should get a 7-star. I may get a Titan Crystal. I can't remember how many shards are there, but I'm going to be probably just a little bit shy of a Titan Crystal. So, I may do an opening there. I may just open it on another live stream. So, but I do want to thank you all very much. You are great. This is a great community. I love doing these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them. Please leave me a comment if you want to see something different going forward for next season. But with that, I just want to thank you once again. Please leave a like and subscribe if you would, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.